Mommy, can I please have a bracelet sale today? That was my 6-year-old daughter asking. As any sensible parent would do, I responded, "Not today, sweetie." I mean, who wants to sit outside all afternoon in the sun when you could be checking out what your friends are doing on Facebook? Hi friends, thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to share with you a speech I recently wrote. It's entitled, "Acting More Like a Child." In it, I share an incident that happened with my 6-year-old daughter Elisa several years ago. I share this with you today in hopes to persuade you to act more like a child. Yes, you heard me right. For you to act more like a child. I listened as Elisa entered the next room looking for her dad. "Daddy, can I please have a bracelet sale today?" "Honey, I'm too busy right now. I'll help you next weekend," was my husband's reply. About 20 minutes passed, and I noticed that the house was pretty quiet. I saw my other children playing in the living room, but of course, Elisa wasn't there. I searched the whole house looking for her, and then it hit me. I went to the front of the house, opened the door, and this is what I saw. I saw my 6-year-old sitting in a little chair behind a little table. At the front of the yard, she had neatly displayed all her bracelets on this table. She even found an old piece of cardboard where she wrote the words "for sale" on it. I went back in the house, grabbed a chair for myself, and sat with her. If you can't beat 'em, join 'em, right? Okay, I thought, maybe there's a teachable moment here for my daughter. After all, she has a great entrepreneur mom who has sold her share of items at malls and craft shows across the country. There were certainly a few things that she could learn from moi. I started by asking my daughter how much she was charging for each bracelet. $2 was her reply. "Oh, sweetie, don't you think 50 cents is a more reasonable price point?" I suggested. My daughter wouldn't hear of it. She explained to me that each bracelet took her a long time to make, and she stuck to her $2. I let it be. I did not want to be arguing that day. I then proceeded to explain to her that this was her first day in business, and it was the experience that counted. I reminded her of how much fun we were having, and if no bracelets would sell that day, it would be okay. Again, my daughter corrected me and told me that she was going to sell all her bracelets. I learned 3 important lessons that day from my 6-year-old. These lessons have made me wonder why we're in such a hurry to want to grow up. Why do we tell others, "Don't be a baby," or "You're acting like a child"? What is the harm in acting like children anyways? It seems to me that we should emulate children more. The first lesson I learned is to ignore the naysayers. How many times in our lives have we had a great idea, something that excited us? Maybe it was a new business idea, or a trip we wanted to take, or perhaps a career change that excited us. But when we shared this with our friends, with our parents, or our spouse, their response wasn't very positive. Their response made us alter or even completely ignore our dreams. If only we could realize that their response was a reflection of their beliefs, of their dreams and aspirations, and had nothing to do with us. Just like in my daughter's case, when she asked me to help her set up that bracelet stand, I said no, because I didn't want to sit outside, because it wasn't my dream. It had nothing to do with her. It was all about me. The second lesson I learned that day is not to let others determine my worth. I was so quick to suggest to Elisa that 50 cents was a more reasonable price point for her bracelets. The truth is that I was scared that nobody would buy her bracelets, and I didn't want to see her disappointed. My intentions were good, but were very wrong. I mean, who am I to tell someone what their work is worth? Again, that was me putting my limiting beliefs on my child. That night, as I reflected on the day, I asked myself, where else in my life am I allowing that to happen? Where else in my life am I cutting myself too short or not valuing what I do? Lesson number 3. She taught me to believe in myself. My daughter believed in herself, even if her father and I didn't. She knew she could set up that bracelet stand and sell all her bracelets. How many times as adults do we doubt ourselves? How many times do we wonder if we're doing the right thing? This is a constant thing for us. Am I in the right job? Am I in the right business? Am I with the right life partner? What if we simply just believed in ourselves? Period. As a mother of 4 children, I watch them carefully. I marvel at their innocence, and I love to see how they embrace life with confidence and playfulness. If they see a puddle, you better believe they jump in it. I love to see the audacity with which they go for their goals. They're constantly pushing their boundaries and their possibilities. Alisa sold 14 bracelets that day and made $28. She was very pleased with herself. I was pleased with her also, but not because of the sales. I was pleased because I was raising a child smart enough to ignore the well-meaning intentions of her mother. How about you? Do you dare act like a child? Do you dare allow yourself to dream? Will you ignore the naysayers? Will you stop letting others determine your worth? Will you believe in yourself? Or perhaps just start by jumping in the next puddle when you see one. Thank you.